Considering the hefty and busy nature of modern-day life, it is easy to assume that most people would jump on the train of becoming an isekai protagonist. Wait, just in case, please don't try that at home, kids. Alright, so becoming an isekai protagonist is a fascinating idea, and you can only imagine the amazed look on Mutou Mitsuki's face when he is summoned from modern-day Japan to a fantasy world. The one who summoned him is the king of a prominent kingdom. First, they try to gauge his value in terms of what you can refer to as pure concept. However, he isn't all that desirable, and so he is about to be thrown out of the castle. But before he's on the roads, he ends up witnessing another summoning. This time, it's a girl. Anyways, our boy Mutou Mitsuki knows all about isekai anime. He knows how things aren't always all fun and games. That's why he has been thrown out of the castle. He'll just have to find another way to make a name for himself. Right, guys? Well, he does get a little down in the dumps, but a seemingly sweet and beautiful girl named Minnow shows up and cheers him up. She's supposed to be a priestess, but I know who she is. She's the protagonist, who's going to accompany Mutou on his journey to make a name for himself, so that the king regrets throwing him out. Well, she tries to explain some things about this world, how it isn't unusual for people to be summoned here from another world. They have special powers, but maybe because of the unstable dexterity of that power, they are called the Lost Ones. A stupid number of Japanese people have been summoned throughout history, so much so that the outward appearance of the city, the transport, and many other things resemble Japan. That is the level of influence we're talking about. Though, why do these people keep getting summoned? It's for political reasons, almost always. As it turns out, the society is divided into three classes. There are the commoners, 90% of all people are commoners. Then there are the nobles, the king is also among them. And finally, there is the Faust. These are those who serve the church. There is definitely some friction between the nobles and the church though. The church has more power, and there are also set laws in place. If a noble, even the king, is to disobey them, they face consequences. Minnow actually explains all of this, and then explains how her job is basically to support the bottom of society, people such as Mitsuki himself. Both Minnow and Mitsuki have great chemistry, by the way. Mitsuki then starts wallowing in despair. Nah, just kidding. He only gets a little sentimental as he realizes how he's also at the bottom of this world, just like how he was in his previous one. Hopefully, he'll soon get some development and start looking toward tomorrow. Though something sketchy happens during the exchange when he mentions how they told him his ability is null and tossed him out, and then another person was summoned. It was a person with big opai. When Minnow hears about this, she sends a signal to another girl. Her name is Momo. Then, at dusk, she takes him to an abandoned-looking church. On the way, she cheers him up and explains how he has an ability as well. Well, this is where things get real. Once inside, she talks him into using his ability by chanting a spell. Suddenly, it works. His ability, which has started to be null, is indeed null. The power to nullify, that is. An overpowered ability truly befitting of an underdog isekai anime protagonist. He kind of lets it get to his head, though, and starts wondering about how he can just get rid of anyone or anything that he hates. What a convenient ability. Unfortunately, before he could turn around to say a complete sentence, Minnow neatly drills a knife into his neck. Just like that, Mutou Mitsuki is dead. Smoked. He was never the main character. Not even close. Now for, like, the next few hours, Minnow just stays there explaining to the already dead Mutou Mitsuki that he is not the one at fault. He is the victim, and since she is the one who took his life, she is the villain. I don't know, guys, the anime could have done a better job at directing these monologues. They get tedious pretty fast. Ever since Minnow first reached out to him, her every intention was to drag him here, uncover his ability, and kill him. That was the plan, and she executed it flawlessly. Following this, she has a quick vision of a dream she has every once in a while. She's in a Japanese school with friends around, and how among all these students is her best friend. A strange dream indeed. Coincidentally, the new lost one that came after Mitsuki was having something similar as she gazed into the sky from the castle. There's clearly some phenomenon at play here. Anyways, Minnow informs her existence to the Archbishop. Their next goal is to take her out, and then she has a flashback. She's younger than she is right now, and it appears that a lost one couldn't handle her ability. Countless people died because of that. Or to put it more simply, Minnow's entire village was eradicated because this girl from Japan was consumed by her ability. Minnow stares back at her lifelessly when an executioner shows up and kills this lost one. Her name is Flare. She takes Minnow in, and from that point onwards, her life as an executioner began. Flare trained her, and there is another girl named Momo who is always there to assist her. Momo does have a strong Minnow complex though. She's obsessed with Minnow. They were having an awkward interaction when some random soldiers were heard talking about how the king is going to use the power of that lost one to overthrow the church and become the absolute ruler of the kingdom. Meno and Momo smoke all these soldiers, and then it's time to get right back to the job. She disguises herself as a maid and infiltrates the castle, where she finds the lost one, a Japanese girl named Akari Tokido. She makes Akari ease up on her, and then when there is a good chance, she goes for the killing blow, but something inconvenient happens. Akari's wound is instantly healed, all by itself. Her powers were supposedly to heal others, but considering the nature of how quickly she returned from what should have been an unavoidable death, her ability may very well have something to do with time. This complicates everything. They have to kill Akari. If her ability allows her to cheat death, that's all the more reason to eradicate her before it poses danger to everyone else at large. Akari is a sweet girl, by the way. She isn't putting any appearances for anyone and simply wants to be with Meno, because after her encounter with Meno, she firmly believes that their meeting was fated to happen. She sincerely loves her. This is still the beginning of the anime, of course. The actual protagonists are Meno and Akari. Sorry, Mitsuki, try a more generic anime next time. Slowly but surely, a twisted relationship will develop between Meno and Akari, and that's not all. Mitsuki's death isn't the only big twist in this anime. I'd say, if you like this premise and are interested in watching it, you can still be pleasantly surprised. The adaptation looks fine aesthetically, but a quarter of the episodes stand out more than the rest. I guess there were budgeting inconsistencies. The quirky interactions between the cast are often quite comical, even if it may feel obnoxious at times. All in all, if you aren't unreasonably against the isekai or fantasy-themed anime, you should give this story a shot. It's nothing mind-blowing, even the idea that it's good is debatable, but there is enough novelty in the first few episodes for you to have a good time. That much, I'm sure. Now, what do you guys think of Executioner and Her Way of Life? Have you watched it? What did you think about it? Or are you planning to watch it? Always looking forward to reading and replying to your thoughts. And if you want more of these videos summoned straight in your notification section, don't forget to ring that bell. Like and subscribe as well. It's always appreciated. Well then, with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.